Welcome back, guys. Hopefully you're having a good Saturday. It's been an absolutely fantastic day. I think most of you guys know what happened. You know, we had Powell speak at Jackson Hole, and it was absolutely fantastic. It gone as good as it could have. Powell decided to play ball, decided to soften up his only hawkish stand and turn dovish, which is what we want, right? And because of it, seems like, you know, we're gonna get our rate cuts like that we wanted, and you know, they're overall they're gonna concentrate more on job creation and the economy more so than inflation. All these things are great. Markets wanted to hear it, and because of it, everything blew up, right? And since then, things haven't stopped. Bitcoin, surprisingly, is still a little bit lower than its high. It's sitting at 115 right now, but ETH is sitting right close. It actually broke into all-time high territory yesterday, above 4,800. It's slightly below that right now. And Sol started catching up. Sol went up over double digits, above 200, almost hit 210 yesterday. Now has come back down a little bit. A lot of others have also started doing very well. Altcoin season is definitely on. If you guys haven't paid attention, I've been telling you guys that, and I saw the Bitcoin dominance go down to 58%. So overall, altcoin season is definitely here, and people are very, very, very enthusiastic about what's to come. I have a good feeling that, I know it's only Saturday, but this coming week when the market opens, this week is going to be crazy green. I think now that we got this over with, right, and we're pretty much guaranteed a lock of rate cut in September, there's nothing to worry about, and there's probably one more cut coming. So things are looking awesome, and I hope you guys are feeling it, feeling the excitement once again. This is what we've been waiting for since basically all the way since what, December, right, when things were up. So this is it, guys. This is it. This is altcoin season, start of it at least, right? But besides ETH and Sol, of course, so many others went up close to double digits. We're taking a breather today, right? Coming down a little bit, but that's because things were so hot. So I expect things to pick up more this weekend. We'll see. Knock on wood. Let's hope it happens. I think right now there's just all the momentum is here, right? And then obviously there's more bigger events, macro stuff that's going to be happening as we move forward. You know, maybe the Ukraine war, Russian war gets ended soon. Who knows? There may be other really good stuff happening in the future that could really accelerate things even more, right? I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. You know, some of you guys may be wondering, okay, there's a couple questions. I think a lot of you guys are wondering. One, if I'm saying altcoin season is here, right, should I convert some of my Bitcoin to alts? This is always a question I get asked, very popular question. And if you're faced with this, you gotta just decide how much of your portfolio is in Bitcoin right now. If it's like 100%, near 100%, or 90+%, you may want to think about it, right? Adding a little ETH, adding a little Sol, a little XRP and BNB, they're not going to hurt at this point, okay? They are definitely moving higher, and a lot of them have broken their previous high, and they're looking to keep going, right? So if you're really, 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 really heavy into Bitcoin, diversifying a little bit into the alts would not hurt. Even adding a little bit of memes into your portfolio wouldn't hurt, because we know when memes blow up, they go really blow up, right? But is it advisable to like go all in on alts or do some very heavy shifting? No, because I don't think Bitcoin's done. I think Bitcoin's momentum is still here. Obviously the buying for the institutions not done. A lot of people, countries and so forth, sovereign funds in general, they're still looking for Bitcoin for stability, a better version of gold. So they're not gonna give up on it. But I definitely think that a lot of money is starting to pour into alts, right? So yeah, so if you're very, very heavy into Bitcoin, you may think about it. Some of you guys may be Bitcoin maxes. You're like, that's ridiculous, George. I'm never gonna sell any Bitcoin. That's fine. But if you have extra money, if you're you know, if your job or side income or whatever allows you to continue DCA, maybe then DCA into some of the alts rather than sell off your Bitcoin. That's also an option, right? So that's question number one that I get asked all the time. I'm answering it right now. Question number two is, George, what should I buy? If altcoin season here, let's say I have $5,000, $10,000, what should I buy, right? Forgoing Bitcoin, even though if you're truly starting out, you definitely have to have 50% in Bitcoin. 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% Bitcoin, 25% BitCaps, 25% in everything else. So Bitcoin, okay, 50%. Now, assuming you have that already, what else, right? Obviously, I think the remaining amount, at least half of that, okay, should be in BitCaps. Anything above 5 billion, 8 billion at this point. There's no hard limit. I'm just gonna say 8 billion. So pretty much the top, what, 15? Top 15, top 20. Okay, so you definitely have to have ETH in there, Sol, and I think XRP, and then you put some SUI, Chainlink, you put, you know, possibly like Cardano, maybe even a little Doge, okay? But my preference out of those is definitely Sol and ETH. Those are my top two, but you should fill them with big caps. You really can't go wrong with big caps. Anything to list, you take out, exclude out the stable coins, obviously, and you take out Tron. Everything else is legit. They're up there for a reason. So you really can't go wrong with any of them. So I would say pick and choose, but my preference is Sol and ETH, and I do like SUI a lot too, even though they're up there. I don't know if they're in the top 15. They probably should. Yeah, they probably are. That's what I meant to say. Can't speak. But remaining outside of that, okay, the remaining 25%, you may want to throw a meme or two in there, okay, like Bonk and Whiff. They'll probably go come up in a big way. If you've been holding SHIB, probably go start coming. I mentioned Doge. Doge is a meme, but really isn't. It is a big cap now, right? And there's a lot of other memes out there, smaller memes that you could take a risk on, but don't go too greedy into them. And then the remaining amount, concentrate on infrastructure. L1s, L2s, L0s, I consider them infrastructure because they're the base layer for dApps, right? And there are many outside of the top 15, top 20. But outside of that, look at what's really powering these L1s and L2s, right? What makes up the TVL? Well, it has to be their DeFi plays. Look at their major DEXs, right? The liquidity is from the DEXs, from the liquidity pool. So you look at the DEXs, and then you look at liquid staking, or you look at bridging, like all the infrastructure plays. Right? For example, if you're a big ETH lover, you got to throw Uniswap in there. It's the biggest DEX on the planet. Well, it's either one or two, but pick and choose, right? Lido is another one. These are infrastructure plays. Hyper Liquid is another infrastructure play. These are all contributing to the volume and liquidity. On Sol, you got to look at Jupiter and Radium. And even Lido is part of Solana too. So these are infrastructure plays. And you look at other chains too, they're similar, right? You just have to decide which ones make sense for you. But if the underlying chain is doing well and going up, the infrastructure plays is going to be carried, okay? And there's so many others I didn't mention too. Notable mentions, a lot of you guys like Hedera and Algorand, right? American-based projects. Stellar Lumens, American-based project. Avalanche, American-based projects. Take a look at these and look at the infrastructure plays within each one. They could be doing very, very, very well, right? SUI is also American-based. So this is what I look at. There's many to choose from. Do some research, pay attention to what I've been covering, and you'll be fine, right? But for the little amount of that you put into memes or whatever, next small caps, micro caps, whatever, if you lose out, that's fine. But if they gain, they're gonna pull your portfolio up, right? So this is why I followed 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, and 25% in whatever else you want. You choose. All right, that's it, guys. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Have a good Saturday. Bye-bye.